at a newly established oil company. They excel in economic growth. However, the family's happiness came to a halt when the daughter's health was deteriorating. The family was confused about this sudden illness. What was the reason? How? She was doing so fine before. But soon they figured out the water supply was poisonous due to new fracking activities at the father's new job. There are two sides. What is fracking? Fracking is a method of extracting oil and natural gas from deep underground by injecting high pressure into for a rock formation to release the trapped resources. There are two sides to all coins. While hydrofracking the great way to produce oil and produce jobs and a great alternative to coal, it is also generating a lot of harmful pollutants by nearby living facilities like homes, schools, and hospitals. So we decided to collect data. So we asked city participants in our college community to see how they feel about fracking. Our survey shows that they're not well informed about fracking, but they recognize it is an issue, and they want to help limit the environmental impact. So our next question we ask these college students is, would it be better if they had better access to fracking information? And they give an overwhelming positive response that they better have access to fracking information to determine what they can do to help the environment and what we can do in the future. So based off our information, we decided to help by fracking through our model, Frack on Track, to keep this information on track. Now Gabriel will go into the solution.
So we decided to build a map-based website, web app, powered by AI to solve this issue. So we accomplished this actually by looking at existing fracking wells in the US and comparing them to each other in order to determine whether they are producing too much pollution, as well as if they're producing energy inefficiently or not. Using this, lawmakers and regulators can easily determine which specific wells need to be looked at for improvement or even termination. With more development time, we'll even be able to take in inputs from oil companies that are planning new wells and determine their viability before they're even built. Here's a demo of our current version.
So here's the implemented solution. Using the Google Maps API, we charted all the fracking wells that we found data on. You can move around and zoom in, go to SoCal, and choose a well, and you'll be given some basic information on it. This button will pass the well's data as inputs to the model, which will predict the emissions output as well as its efficiency rating. You can click here to show the specifics of the input variables that were used. We also generate some insight to go along with the visuals, and we also generate a verdict on the action recommended for the well. We can continue to test other wells through the model and see their results. Our goal with this was to make this information easy to understand and accessible for everyone.
So let me walk you through all that magic happens one step at a time. First, we gather data from existing fracking wells, including things like their dimensions, their water use for injection, as well as their surrounding environments. Then we use a linear regression model, which is used to predict how much energy and pollution would be produced from that well. Finally, we calculate its toxicity score, as well as its efficiency metric, which is based on other wells' results. Due to the limited public access of fracking well data, we're actually forced to build our own data set. Since most oil companies are privately operated, there's not much public information on their emissions or energy production. So because of that, we navigated many different sources for data acquisition. And finally, after collecting data from location to the local geology, as well as even operation times, we built the entirety of our model's data set. Our model's outputs show gas emissions in tons. They show oil production and gas production as energy, as I mentioned for energy. And the metric that we used to measure the model's efficiency or accuracy was mean squared error. And as we can see on the chart, you can see a consistent decrease in the loss value of the validation set. Using our solution, the family's city of Detroit found evidence of inefficiency and toxicity in the local fracking operations, and as well as the negative effects on the people. But you might be wondering, how does this solution compare to other products on the market?
Well, I have some good news for you, Gabriel. Fracking, prevalent units account for over 70% of all natural gas production, contributing to all industries in a revenue of 211 billion in 2022. Our focus lies on the integration of data analysis and remote technology. The gaming industry that includes approximately 9,000 companies, 1 trillion government agencies, and 1,000 NGOs. So you might be wondering, where do we stand in current market offering? So as you can see, the US Energy Information Administration offers data on energy emissions. UVA calculates carbon footprints. Crowd tracker maps analyzes oil and gas risks, and oil database analyzes gives the detailed data set for wells. However, none of them gives scientific data for them or gives prediction models for optimizing fracking. So our data considerations are as follows. For all companies, predictions on potential effects on environments that help them plan wells. With regulatory agencies and government bodies, information on how fracking may increase may help them plan wells, may help them replace policy that regard. Then, for localities where fracking is restricted, they're given the insights and benefits of the resources. So following the end of this program, we plan to automate the data stage, expand the sectors that which we gather and relationship parameters, and we aim to get current parameters and effects that relate to this problem. As you can see in the image there, with our help, the company was moved from the town and the family data was low and the father side of our company from contract. So thank you. Thank you to the judges, MIT FutureMakers, and SureStart for the time and it was